currency as
Yeah.
shadow borders.
But it's the same items too, because I got the wings and the minion from that. Oh, here's the next part of the cutscene. Now I'm walking in the middle of space again. Why? I thought we were back home. Oh, walking in the middle of space with everybody. Oh, we're getting to get to meet the original guys again. We're coming to say hellos. Where at? I have no fucking clue. Did we just what? Did we just ghost them? What the?
Oh, I haven't
She
been
saw
doing any
me.
of the fun stuff,
Wake
so I
up.
can't do it.
What?
I haven't done any of the hunting stuff, so I can't.
That's the first time I see them do that. The Warrior of Light, Dragonfire Garageland. I've never seen them do that before. That's fucking nice. Acknowledging the player even more.
Did you just wake up in, like your character? Did he wake up in a bed?
Yeah. Well, no. We were on the ship. We were looking out at the ship. We saw everybody come running to the thing to greet us. And then it went into the credits.
Mother.
Oh, here we go. Dearest Mother.
Dearest Father. This letter will be the very last that I write to you from the rising stones. As I commit these words to parchment, I fondly recall my journey as a scion. From the time I first walked into the Order's former halls, to the time I set forth to forestall the final days. At the farthest reaches of the Sea of Stars, we fought the battle of our lives. Fought against despair itself. A veritable maelstrom of it, fed by the resignation that dwelled in the hearts of beings not so unlike ourselves. Full oft have I harbored the same malaise. Have I been brought to my knees, crushed by the weight of sorrow and defeat, convinced that I will never rise again. However, I have also known many moments of unbridled joy and happiness. By this truth do I find hope within, blooming resplendent, like the Elpis flower. And thus do I endure. Do I look forward to creating more memories with my friends and loved ones. For from these fertile seeds, yet more hope shall spring forth. And they will grow to become shining lights that illuminate the dark. Thus believing, I leave the rising stones behind, as will my comrades. For, as we have decided, after careful deliberation, we are disbanding the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
Well, they don't need them anymore. It's for the world to figure out their fates now.
No, they're just moving into the shadows.
I don't know that. How do you know that?
My bad.
Everyone is already gathered in the foyer.
Goddamn spoiler bugger.
My apologies. I'll be right there.
You're still gonna be the end boss, I know it.
At least, that is what the story
Think
will be.
Alphinaud's gonna be the last
No,
boss?
Tataru.
Oh.
Everybody suspects her to be a fucking end boss. They keep bugging Yoshi P for the Tataru raid.
Sorry to keep you all waiting.
What could you possibly have left to do now?
Oh, just a letter.
I imagine it will be a while before we can gather like this again.
So it must be, if we're to keep up appearances. From now on, it falls to the Grand Company of Eorzea and its allies to deal with the realm's crises.
Meanwhile, we shall return to our erstwhile ways. Retreating from plain sight to take our place in the shadows once more.
Indeed. For the foreseeable future, I expect that we must work independently as we seek out problems that want for solving. But a day will come when we face another great challenge, and we will face it together, as we always have.
As much as I look forward to that day, I do hope it doesn't come anytime soon.
Well, formal association or no, if any of you should require my services, you need but ask. I'll be glad to keep my lance arm honed.
I'll hold you to that. So you had better keep your link pearl on hand.
So you really mean to stay, Tataru?
Oh, someone has to keep the Rising Stones in proper order.
God, do I want to
and
bother
even a
with
super
extreme
secret
fights?
organization requires a super secret base of operations.
They're still fun. They don't give you the mounts right now. They give them way later. They give them later in expansion. But it helps you to get yourself geared up to do the raids and stuff like that.
I think it's better to do it as soon as you can, because then you're on equal footing with everybody. If you wait, it just turns...
Then you get the elitists coming out of the woodwork. Go watch a video. Do all this. You don't get to experience the fight in its purest form.
The most fun is to have it now.
I guess I'll try it with you guys.
See, Tataru, she's
To the
doing
rest
the evil
of the
shit
world,
again.
it will be naught
But,
more than a
I
workshop
wanna
for
get
Eorzea's
the summoner
foremost
up as fast
up-and-coming
as possible, 'cause
artisan.
I'm actually kind of enjoying the new...
If you thought our coffers were full
It's
to bursting
simple, but
before, just wait
not a
till
bad
I can
thing.
devote myself wholly to the crafts.
Well, with me finally finishing the story, with
Plotting to build a
of course, the
mercantile
loose
empire
ends or
to
whatever.
rival that of Lord Lodorito, are we?
It now gives me a chance to now play the other jobs and stuff like that and look at things. But I'm
I
gonna
will
probably
miss the mobility.
your shop will flop. Plotting to build. I don't. Where are we?
You know, it's kind of
I, for
funny
one,
because
look
he would
forward
have
to your
known
future
exactly what
successes,
mount he
Tataru,
gets if he would have
as
read
do
the
I our next
tooltip on
meeting.
it.
What are you talking about? I haven't looked at the mount or saw the mount.
Well, it would have shown you the... Well, you've seen it before.
No,
You
I
would
don't know
have...
what you're talking about.
I don't know what the mount is, but I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
The only thing I could think of is Argos. But again, we'll get to that point when we get there. I'm still in the cutscene.
And with that, I believe it is past time you all made ready to depart.
Basically, she's saying, get the fuck out. This is my house now.
Leave no preparations undone or words unsaid, all right? Now, off with you.
It was so awesome, the evil grin my character gave when I was basically saying to Xenos, it's like, yeah, we do think alike or whatever. She gave this evil grin before the fight started. I was like, what the fuck? Did I pick the wrong option? Okay, now I get to talk to them all individually. Dragonfire, thou hast spoken with our comrades. That though this parting be not forevermore, 'tis nonetheless occasional for sorrow, akin to a pixie's path. The navigation of such farewells is a perilous endeavor indeed. I'm expecting the next expansion to pretty much start fresh with new characters and everything else. They played Final Fantasy IV music again. For their part, however, the Loporrits embark upon a new beginning. Though bereft of its purpose as a vessel, the moon yet remaineth hospitable for the creatures of Aetheres. Thus do our... What?
I don't think they would have to introduce whole new characters.
Well, it depends. Like, it's going to be a brand new story. Like, they concluded this story. They ran it through so many expansions.
What if they did like a time skip where Alphinaud and Alizé are like full grown?
Who knows? I mean, again, I don't know the whole like, who knows what they'll do? Everything is an assumption at this point. Basically, they closed the book on this one, and they're now basically got the opportunity to start something completely different. Obviously, it's still got to be revolved around this in some way. Not going to be, oh yeah, Final Fantasy 14's done. Here's Final Fantasy 17. And
no, I don't think that would be the right decision.
No, that would blow everybody's mind up and say, fuck you. Thus do our lunar visitors convene with the forum intent upon assigning some new and beneficial roles to our solitary satellite. Yet ere that may come to pass, there is much and more each party must learn of the other, a process which doth promise to be eventful indeed. To the end, a cadre of Loporrits have gleefully dispersed across our lands in the name of mutual understanding. So, we should find sleeping way under a tree somewhere in Gridania. And Pudding way probably stuck in Limsa somewhere. Heidelin, 'tis said, did imbue them with her love for all things born of this star. And 'tis Vana, O nature, I believe, which doth manifest in this irrepressible, inexhaustible curiosity of theirs. Having witnessed which they strove to achieve, I wish most keenly for their long labors to be rewarded, that their abiding affection for man results in a boon for all. Moreover, I hope to continue our acquaintances and share in such knowledge as they see fit to impart. Acquaintance, I'd call it friendship. You are the first to truly understand them. Acquaintance, I'd call it friendship. I did not wish to presume. I would be honored should they consider me a friend. For 'tis certainly true that I have grown fond of their company. I think everybody who's playing the game is growing fond of their company. But I shall digress no further. This day should belong to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, to my incomparable companions. Oft times has mine reticence caused thee grief, and mine actions spurred allies to suspect betrayal. And yet here amongst you I still stand. No amount of words could express my gratitude for thine acceptance and forgiveness. Thus instead I do proffer my humble support, be it unto the deepest abyss or the highest heavens, even if I must needs wander across stormy sea, ever shall I answer thy summons. How many are in there? Holy fuck. I think I've met too many people along my journey.
Are you tearing up?
No, I'm just saying I looked around the room and there was too many questions, or the quests, story MSQ things, and I was just like, oh fuck, I've met too many people along my journey. I've seen to your preparations, have you? I'm just making another sweep of my belongings. Wouldn't do to find I've forgotten something halfway to my destination. Well, in case you hadn't heard, we've reached new reports detailing the devastation caused by the final days. It appears the situation is gravest in the lands surrounding the Bounty, where the sky first began to burn. After that, the calamity was observed in the far north, in Garlemald, and the frozen lands beyond. We also had reports of the heavens catching fire in isolated locations, one of which was an area in the northern Empty. Had our quest taken any longer, Charlene too may have come under threat. Thank goodness it's over now. To be sure, blasphemies and lesser beasts may still be roaming about, but these localized crises should be well within the capacities of each nation to handle on their own. The signs are no longer needed. Which isn't to say that we won't help out where we can, of course, as individuals know more of this order's businesses. For my part, I'll be heading to Garlemald with Elfino. They were among the worst affected and still need all the help they can get. It won't be easy. An inevitable part of aiding those in need is coming face to face with tragedy. Knowing it doesn't make it any easier though, that'll curse my weakness, my inability to fix every problem and save every lost soul. But no matter how much it hurts, I won't give up. I'll do what I can for as many people as I can, begrudging no effort.
No, I won't give up.
Oh God. Please don't. I don't want people coming in here thinking I'm going to start bringing out instruments and start singing on everything that goes on. I'll just be happy with the nerd boner moments. Yay, music! Yay, that game! Yay, that person! Should I find myself discouraged, I'll remember you. Think back fondly to one of your many moments of triumph and the accompanying determined expressions. Even those that still annoy me in retrospect, like when you activate the teleporter without warning. She's gonna be mad at me for a long time for that. And should you hear about me, I want you to remember too. Remember that I'm out there somewhere trying my very best. I look forward to hearing all about the legendary Alizé Olivier. Think you can keep up with me? Oh god. I almost want to... I'll just do that one. No, that I'm not trying to become famous or anything. That's being said. The next time we meet, I'll be vastly improved, so don't be surprised when you find yourself marveling at me. Hi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. Jesus. Any help at all? And what am I supposed to carry you through? By the way, Fro. Oh, Dragonfire, pray forgive me for delaying the gathering. I'm pretty sure he was asking Jiggle, not me. I was writing a letter, you see, to my parents. As busy as Father has been tending the aftermath of the Exodus, he has been good enough to show concern for the Scions. And besides, I've made them worry enough for a lifetime. Henceforth I will endeavor to write as often as I am able. A little effort to set their minds at ease while we continue to be away from Charlian. Both Alizé and I are off to assist with Garlemald's recovery, you see, though uncertainty remains over what will become of the nation, we cannot well leave the capital in its present state. We will rejoin those members of the Isambard contingent still stationed there. Lucia and Maxima helm their relief effort with support from our allies, the people of Garlemald among them. They will gradually be joined by those who have finished treating the tempered across the land. Lest you misunderstand, we do not seek redemption for failing Licinia and her sister. That is a burden we must always bear. Nay, we go because of the truth in Lord Quintus's words. The truth, whatever ideals individuals may expose, nations are not moved to action unless they stand to benefit. For the foreseeable future, the fallen emperor will be at the mercy of both internal and external forces. And though I do not doubt the intentions of the contingent with greater powers involved in the relief effort, our allies may well find themselves drawn into a political agenda. In going, we seek to ensure that the needs of the people come first, to understand their hearts, that we might better help them to begin anew. You'd best write me too. I'll visit when I can. You'd best write me too. Write you letters? Of course. I'd be glad to do so. But I would be gladder still were you to come and visit, and I believe I'll speak for Alizé as well. For fairly as long as I've been in Eorzea, you've been at my side watching over me in good times and in bad. How many times have we gathered to share tidings? None could possibly keep count. The world is changing and will continue to do so, yet no matter what the future brings, I hope that I can ever look to you. It's good times and in bad, as a dependable comrade and dear friend both. Now I'm curious on where the raid is going to be, which zone, and what it's going to be all around.
Well, it showed the person in Elpis, didn't it?
Wait, what?
Oh, maybe...
Is there cutscenes that you're trying to tell me that I haven't got to yet?
Oh, I just did it again, maybe. My bad.
Thank you, Dragonfire, from the bottom of my heart. Jesus. Man, you're horrible at this.
What? Dude. Well, it shouldn't be a problem after a few minutes.
After a few minutes, you see how I read. Did you mean another hour or two? Looks like Shaw's at it again. Starting to get the drop frames. It's not as bad, but it's starting to show itself. Dragonfire, how are you feeling? Any lingering aches or pains? I can't apologize enough for sending Xenos to find you in Ultima Thule. When he came to me in Charlian, I was truly torn. As ever, there was only one thing on his mind. Forced to make a decision, I reasoned that if he would not be deterred from seeking you out, he might at least aid us in our cause. And so I struck a bargain. In the end, he was true to his word, and you defeated him despite your earlier exertions. But knowing the state you were found in, it could have ended very differently. My decision almost cost you your life, and no words could express the remorse I feel. What are you talking about? That was fucking awesome. Him coming in like that in Shinru, I'm more than happy to give him his last fight.
Yeah, it kind of saved his life.
It did.
Or I guess your character's a female, so her life.
Yeah, it worked out. You did the right thing. I won't lie. I thought that was it for me. It worked out. You did the right thing. It is a relief to hear you say that. Thank you. Time and time again, I've been made to feel woefully inadequate. I wasn't much use in battle, nor could I face the forum without my nerves getting the better of me. It always fell to you and the others. I must and I will do better. And I shall begin the restoration of the students of Beldesium. Through our work, Charlene will strengthen its ties with other nations that we may be better prepared to face whatever threats arise in the future. Of course, this isn't something I can accomplish alone, but thank you. I have the staunchest of help in Raha and Ojika, and our other remaining members together will continue grandfather's work. As before, certain commissions will take us to dangerous locales, and we may need to call upon seasoned adventurers. In such times might you be willing to assist us, not because you feel obliged, mind you, but because you feel a lure for the task itself. Marvelous. Should something of interest arise, I shan't hesitate to reach out to you. Till that day, I shall endeavor to become a more dependable comrade. Okay, Dad Cred, what's going on? Our champion and savior, I was beginning to think my my chances for an audience would never come. That sounded more amusing in my head. Speaking of heads, I was worried about yours and the rest of you. For that matter, on the men I trust. Glad to hear. You were in a bad way, and Gila managed or no, I'm impressed by how swiftly you've recovered. Then again, 'tis hardly the first time you've cheated death. Your strength of will has never failed to astonish me. Look at what you've accomplished. Median defeated, her song Oblivion cut short, the source and all of her reflection delivered from the final days. If you had faltered at the last, then all hope would have been lost, but you held fast. And now Rain has a tomorrow to look forward to, and I could ask for no greater gift than that. As for a lesser gift, however, the next time you see her, I would appreciate you not describing my travel plans with Oriente as aimless wandering. We've a purpose in our roaming, after all, keeping an eye on things. In the absence of the scions on the world stage. There'll never be an end to the little problems that go untended by nations. We will do our best to help out where and when we can. Which I suppose is an approach not far from aimless wandering when you get down to it. Perhaps you could tell her I am faring well and leave it at that, eh? No need to mention this feeling of being uprooted. I've never been one to stand still for long, but when I think of home, 'tis the rising stone which comes to mind. Many times have we set out from this base, thence to return when our work was done. On the day the scions came together, I only hoped for Minfilia to find a place where she belonged, but never did I expect to find one here for myself. Indulge me, Dragonfire, I have a question for you. Imagine Minfield herself is asking. Are you glad you joined the Scions?
Yeah, when do I get paid?
What? Yeah,
I do. When do I get paid?
Best decision I ever made. There's never been a dull moment, that's for certain. There, I'll give him that one to make him happy. Aye, I can honestly say the same. But all good things must come to an end, at least for a time. Should you need help, helping hand for infiltrating or reconnaissance, you know who to ask. I'll come running. You'll likely get a certain funny talking fortune teller into the bargain. Estinian! Alrighty, what do you got to say? Or are you just gonna stare at me for a while? Staring contest? Is that really what's going on right now? If you have something to say, then out with it. Just worried how you earn your keeps now. Keep now. I'm just wondering how you'll earn your keep now. Worried or wondering? I'll just go with wondering. What? I thought you adventurers had any number of ways to earn coin, and though the Scion's mode of operation has changed, we should be compensated as before. In any case, I do not want for options, even if some are worse than others. No sooner did Emmerich hear about our disbandment than he offered me a position as a guardsman in the Imperium district as a former Azure Dragon. I'm guaranteed to be popular, he said. Why does he take me for? Or who does he take me for? Even without his meddling, I'm perfectly capable of finding employment and have. Yes, but you're not very good with coin. Some days ago, a Hanishan envoy arrived with word from Vertra the Worm, requesting my presence as soon as things have settled here. He didn't deign to mention why I needed but it pertains to dragons like as not. Because that's the other thing is, if some of the dragons still are out there. In Thavnir, like elsewhere, the phenomenon caused by the final days abated when you defeated Medion. Though it was too late for those who had already transformed, life is beginning to return to normal for the survivors. Of those who sought refuge in Charland must have already returned home, but many do not have a home to return to, nor loved ones. By an arrangement between Vertra and the Forum, such souls may remain in Charland if they wish to work and study. Vertra was always the satrap in truth. It's gratifying to see him become one in name as well, one who has the complete confidence of his people, if the envoy's tone was any indications. I often find myself speaking favorably of dragons of late. Not so long ago I would have assumed his benevolence hid ulterior motives, but 'tis clear he cares for his people, and they in turn revere him. To know such a nation may flourish is comforting. Virtuous kin sought release from conflict, so weary were they of the suffering it wrought they surrendered to oblivion. But Midgard Sommer didn't give up. In hopes he made the journey to distant Etheres with his clutch of eggs. And though he progeny went on to be embroiled in conflict with men, there were times when they transcended hatred to abide in harmony. That is their legacy and their triumph. In my lines I feel the weight of their struggle and the strength of their resolve, and it lends me strength. These things I might never have learned had I not joined you. Should you ever have need of me, I will come. At the very least, it might be an opportunity to earn coin. You in yet, Zero?
Nah. 8:45.
Ah, almost. He stole his turn.
15.99. Or 1,599 rather.
2 days in a row, I ended up at 777. Beat that one.
I don't know.
Well, at least it wasn't 666.
He likes that one though.
I had that one actually too. That was a few days ago.
Or are we saying our farewells too? I hadn't at present planned on a journey of any great length. Not that I am averse to a moment or two of quiet reminiscence. In fact, there was something I'd been meaning to ask you, something that has been in my thoughts since the last flames of the final days subsided. During our travels, we have witnessed more than a lifetime worth of oddities and spectacles, more than can be easily recalled or remembered. And nestled amongst those memories are certain essential facts, the history of Etheres and the ancients' glimpse of the EA, of their culture and philosophy. Well, you want to know about EA, I can kind of tell you they don't fix their products properly. They let it all go to waste. They're all about money, not about the players. Day one patches every time.
Deep thoughts by Dragon.
Rather than simply hoard such treasures in my mind, I wonder if I thought if I should not be disseminating them in formal records for wider consumption. When needed, I have penned reports and prepared briefings, but ever have I balked at the idea of binding the subject of my studies in a book or a tablet. Truth is given shape in interpretation when we seek to capture it with our words. It is invariably molded to fit a narrative, no matter how well intentioned the rendering. An event is described as sad, as some summonations which fail to express the emotional complexity, yet the words on the page is what endures, a pale shadow of reality. Throughout history, some have deliberately embellished the truth, but I believe many, if not most, deviations are the result of similar linguistic shortcomings, piling one upon the other until the end result is unrecognizable from its origins. Which is why I fear that writing an account in my own words would be akin to diluting fine wine with water. Yet even
like
with
wine.
Sorry?
It's okay, I don't like wine anyway.
Yet, even with the potentially for corrupted meaning, I do, of course, realize the importance of keeping written records. Without them, my search for wisdom would be a painful affair indeed. But what say you on this matter? Should I take up the quill, reflect upon those experiences only we have shared, and seek to preserve them for prosperity? Aye, let them be read and remembered. Nay, it's enough to hold them in your memories. Aye, let them be read and remembered. Very well, then I shall endeavor to the pen when what I can of the EA and the ancients and so many other wonders. But I'm not no scribe. It will be less a polished work and more a reordering of scattered notes. In any case, I feel much better for having sought your opinion. Left to our own devices, we tend to overthink such things. I will otherwise return to following where my curiosity leads. After all, a safe method of travel to first yet eludes me. Our venture into the great expanse has prompted an entirely new set of questions. Should you stumble into the unknown or struggle with some impenetrable mystery, know that I am at your beck and call. It never hurts to see things from a different perspective, and mine is rather different than most. Wait, how do you know what you're writing? You can't see the pages.
Get our Lambo yet?
Sorry, what?
All I want is a Lamborghini. Just give it to me.
Why? Okay, I'm confused. What are you trying to get at there?
It's time to get paid.
What? Oh, you mean in Scions?
Yeah.
Why would you get a Lambo?
Why wouldn't you?
God. We already got our Lambo. What are you talking about? We got the Final Fantasy 15 car. That's our Lambo.
That's no Lambo.
That's the closest thing you'll get to one.
That's some weird, goofy Mercedes or something.
I'm checking for might you have a moment to talk. With the Scion stepping away from the public eye, I've been left to consider what new endeavors I might pursue. Or peruse. And after speaking with Kryl, I've decided I will be assisting her in rebuilding the students of Beldessia. I thought you were trying to come along with me.
Yeah, aren't they supposed to go on a grand adventure?
Yeah, like he kept on going on. He said, that's my promise. You better promise me that. Not only am I indebted to Master Gala for giving me a new home, but had our order never existed, I would have never set foot within the Crystal Tower. how different my life might have been. I would have never met you, never become caretaker of the tower, never become a scion. You gave me the chance to do so much good, and I hope to continue to do so with the students. For an added benefit, new mysteries often find their way to our doorsteps, mysteries that could prove ideal for fulfilling our promise to embark on a new adventure together, unlike any we've experienced before. Whenever you have the time and inclination, my friend, I stand ready to accompany you onto the unknown. Do you recall in the realm of the Omicrons? Yeah, we've already determined that this game has Corona in it. And I've asked if you thought I may someday be mentioned in your epic. While 'tis true that to earn a place at your side would be the stuff of dreams, in the end, nothing would give me greater joy than to stand with you in the here and now. It needn't be some grand endeavor. There needn't be a promise. Whenever adventure calls, I won't hesitate to invite you, and I hope that you will do the same for me. Without a second thought, as long as you don't overexert yourself. Without a second thought. I don't want to throw just kick her in the nuts at the last minute. Ha, I hold you to that. As much as we have already seen, there's still so much we haven't. Who knows, perhaps we will even encounter survivors of the Omicrons somewhere out there. We did, it's called Omega. After all, given how they took to the stars, it isn't implausible that some found themselves far from home. And should we encounter a wayward traveler awaiting commands that will never come, I would bid them seek adventure with someone, and with that partner find new purpose and a new dream. For if crystals can hold fast to dreams, why not Omicrons? Wherever your plans may lead, do not hesitate to send word, and should a commission of interest come my way, you will be the first to know.
Alright, man. It's been beating around the bush saying the same thing over and over.
I know. But at least now that's all out of the way. Okay, check mark is on Tataru. What do we have to finish with? Spoken your fill, have you? If so, I'm thinking to send everyone off. Leave the rising stone.
I don't know what it is, but I'm assuming it's that doggy.
With your permission, then. Your attention, please, at risk of spoiling the mood. The time of departure is upon us. Tataru's kicking us out. In my capacity as your receptionist, I bid you all safe journey. Till next we meet. Be well.
Just gotta set up a multi-level marketing.
Okay, let's see what its name is. Argos, it's the dog.
Yeah, of course.
And I don't have enough inventory space. Son of a bitch.
Oh, there's a bug and you're fucked.
Okay.
It's like you must delete something, man. The game is now going to your ultimate challenge.
I don't have to delete anything.
You gotta throw something out, man.
Okay, so what do I
What's
have?
It gonna be?
Throw that into my armory.
No.
Okay, what about that? That can go into my armory. Actually, all weapons should be in my armory because you never know if I want to stick them into the box. Well, the weapons might go into the box, so. Because you never know if there's something I'm like, oh, I like that climber all of a sudden.
Almost all of this stuff should have been dealt with somewhere down the road before it got to this, but okay.
No, I've been I've been dealing with quests the entire time, and
you have time in between quests to sort out your inventory.
No, and all of this gear here is because of what was it? I've been looting everything for the other jobs. I've just been greeting on anything that isn't a neat option.
Dude, I recognize most of those items. They've been there for months.
What are you talking? This, everything here. Okay, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. All of this. All of this. Let me get this
go
out
get
of
your
the way.
doggy.
Basically, all of this gear, I'm just cleaning it so that I know where it's going to go. All of this here is all from this expansion. And this, including this, and all of these. This, I have to...
If you open up my inventory, you won't see much items from this expansion. Just saying.
That's fine. You didn't loot on everything because you only play one thing. Okay, I don't need to read you again. I just need the items. Give me that.
Get your stupid dog that soon everybody will have. The least prestigious mount you can have in the game currently.
I would think the collector's one would be that too.
Yeah, get to use it beforehand. No, I don't think that's how it works. I'm so happy you're going to skip all these cutscenes when I do it.
I suppose we're off to Garlemald.
You have saved me time. You have provided a valuable service.
I suppose we're off to Garlemald.
Though we ought to speak with Lord Emmerich first. If he's received word of any recent developments, we need to know.
'Twould be prudent to purchase some warmer clothes at least. Mayhap we can pick up a few souvenirs for Euless and the others while we're at it.
Where will you all be heading next?
Dravania, there is a book I've been meaning to borrow from the Great Google Library. And I can think of at least one person who will be most displeased should I fail to visit before leaving.
We've no particular destination in mind, but we do intend to stop in
Mr. Crackhead
before we set off.
Finish yet?
We had thought to ask after the Loporrits. I am curious as to how well those who chose to remain are adapting to their changed circumstances.
Might we accompany you then? Raha and I were planning to return to the Baldessian Annex.
Commissions have been piling up in our absence, and they must be dealt with ere we begin our work in earnest.
Estinian, you will return to Radzat Han, will you not?
Aye. For Vritra's benefit, though I've yet to hear the details. I may not stay long.
I see. Then it is here the Scions at last part ways, each to some far-flung corner of the realm.
Perhaps. But I believe one of our number, a rather important one at that, has yet to divulge her plans.
Quite right.
Indeed.
Fair point.
I'm just Heidelin's puppet.
What's next for our humble
dissipate now?
adventurer?
The skies. Is that Medion flying by?
Yeah, the one that was trying to talk them out of doing it.
Yeah, the good one. The one that was on the ground with Hermes, not the sisters that flew away. The one that got to see the good parts of life versus the other one that did the other ones that didn't.
Just go play the next WoW expansion. That's their plans.
Fuck no. Can't stand tall, my friend. Our journey will never land.